Did you know there's a smartphone in the market below $100 or here in Malaysia 399 ringgit that gives you a Snapdragon processor in here? Yeah, a smartphone like this actually exists. Hey guys, welcome back to the Honest Tech Show. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the OPPO A6x, which is a budget smartphone from OPPO. This is probably one of their cheapest options, but it comes with a Snapdragon processor and it's only 399 ringgit, which is why I thought this smartphone is going to be the perfect budget smartphone for a lot of people out there, and I wanted to showcase it in my channel today. So don't waste too much of your time, let's get straight into it and check out the OPPO A6x right now. So this is the box of the OPPO A6x. Now with their more budget options, you're going to get more whites, but if you go higher up the line, probably the OPPO Reno series, you get more silver throughout the entire box. But for today, since we're checking out the OPPO A6x, it's their standard white box with a slight silver accent here. Of course, the branding and a few details about the product on this side as well. And that's really about it. So if we unbox the OPPO A6x, inside the box, the first thing you'll get, as usual, would be probably the transparent casing. Yes, I'm right. You will be getting the transparent casing as well as your quick guide, your safety guides and things like that. And inside the box next, you will have your OPPO A6x smartphone. So we will take a little bit more look into this later on, but let's see what else is in the box. Now, if you remove this, you have your adapter. Now, the adapter is a not really, it's a 15 watts adapter. So you're getting a pretty slightly fast charging 15 watt adapter. I wouldn't say it's too fast, it's pretty basic at 15 watts, but yeah, that's what you're getting. And next you'll have your Type-C charging cable. And last but not least, with every OPPO smartphone, the SIM card ejector tool. Now, that's about it inside the box. Let's take a look at the smartphone right now. But before we do that, I know some of you are wondering what the silicone casing that they've given us would look like on the phone itself. And if you attach it, that's how it will look. Now, I'm going to admit it, this looks really, really good. The casing itself shines and makes the smartphone, wow, it makes the smartphone pop a little bit more. So it's a nice casing to have on this smartphone and it does not look too bad. Now over here we have the smartphone itself, the OPPO A6x, and let's take a look at the design of this smartphone. So on top here you'll have this really, really nice gradient wave kind of effect. So you get a shimmering, shiny kind of texture to the smartphone. And on the side it's using a shiny plastic finish. I don't really feel it being like a metal body, so I'm guessing this is really hard plastic. You have your SIM card slot, you have your, wow, this is a 3.5 earphone jack that you're getting with this smartphone, so that's really nice to see. A Type-C slot, your speakers. Now I don't see any speakers on top here, so I'm not really sure if you're getting a dual speaker system, but we'll test that out. And on the other side, of course, your power button as well as your volume rocker over here. Now, based on what I've seen, this smartphone does have two color options that you can choose from. This is the icy blue, but there's also the heavy metal night color that's a little bit more purple blackish. The colors are really up to you. Which one do you like? It's a personal preference kind of thing. But do comment down below. Do you guys like this blue color or would you prefer something darker? Now let's move on to the screen of the smartphone and take a look at the 6.75-inch 120Hz display that we're getting on this smartphone. Now, as you can see, using this, scrolling around, it's extremely smooth. And of course, this is an ultra bright display, so your brightness can go up to a maximum of 1125 nits. And that's something I really like because with a lot of smartphones these days, they give us really bright displays, which really helps when you're outdoors. Now, I also found this smartphone really nice to use when you're watching your movies and content, videos, things like that, because the screen is absolutely beautiful for such a cheap smartphone. Now, while the audio quality on the smartphone is really nice, let me just let you take a look.
Time to end this. Can we talk?
The really unfortunate thing is you're not getting a dual stereo speaker system, so you're only getting one speakers from the bottom here. So the audio quality for this smartphone is a little bit weird. Now, if you're used to it, it's fine. But for someone like me who's used to a dual stereo speaker system smartphone with the iPhone and things like that, this smartphone is a little bit weird because the audio comes out from just one side. Now, if you're watching content this way, then you won't run into any issues because it's directly from the front. But when you start watching movies in this orientation, then you're going to have an issue because there's no audio coming out from this side, but every sound that you hear from your shows comes out from this side. So yes, a little bit weird, but I think it's something you can live with, especially for a smartphone this cheap. And then we have the 13 megapixel main camera of this smartphone. Now, this is an AI camera, so a lot of your photos after you take it is going to go through some intense AI processing, and to me, that's not really always a bad thing, because with this smartphone, I can show you some photos after this. You'll be able to tell that it actually makes your photos look much better than it would have looked without the AI processing. So here you can see some example photos that I've taken using this smartphone, and to be very honest with you, for a 399 ringgit smartphone, this thing does a really good job with its photos. Now, when it comes to videos, this smartphone only features a 1080p 30 frames per second recording system, so it's not really the best when it comes to video, and it's not something I would recommend if you love shooting video content. But hey, this smartphone is only 399 ringgit, so it's really not things that you can really pick on. Seriously guys, stop complaining about little things like this and appreciate just how much you're already getting with 399 ringgit. Then of course, there's the system that this smartphone is running on, and if you take a look over here, this smartphone is running on ColorOS 15, so it's not so bad for a smartphone that's only 399 ringgit. And of course, if you take a look at the RAM over here, this smartphone features a 12 gig RAM system, and for your storage, you'll be getting 128 GB on this model specifically. Now, all this is to be expected. You can't really expect too much from a smartphone at this price point. But what really shocked me about this smartphone is the processor that they're giving you. And if you take a look over here, I'm not too sure if you can see it on camera, but I hope you can. It says Qualcomm Snapdragon 685 octa-core, and this is a entry-level gaming processor, I would say, from many years ago. And to get a sort of a gaming processor on a smartphone this cheap, now that is really impressive. And of course, it's something I want to show you by playing a game on this smartphone. So let's quickly go over to Mobile Legends and boot that up. So we have Mobile Legends over here. Let's see how well we can game on a smartphone like this. So over here you can see that I'm playing a little bit of Mobile Legends, and the game running it's not a problem at all. It runs really smooth. So for those of you who want to game a little bit on this smartphone, I'm very confident to say you'll be able to do so. Now, do keep in mind that for a game like this, you can run it easily at a consistent frame rate of 60 frames per second with really good details. But you can't really push this past that. So it's going to give you really basic gaming capabilities, and it's going to run it really well. But if you're a gamer, just keep note that the most you're able to push this smartphone is to get 60 frames per second, which to me personally on a smartphone that's this budget friendly, it's already really good. I wouldn't expect it to do anything more than this. Now, a few years back, we were not even able to game even a little on smartphones at this price point. So to get to this point today, where a basic smartphone like this costing below $100 able to give us consistent gaming at 60 frames per second, I think is something to be really thankful for. Now, another thing I want to show you about this smartphone is the battery, and over here you can take a look that it comes with a 6500 milliamp battery. So that's a really big battery for a cheap budget smartphone, and I'm really happy because using this smartphone I can get easily 1 to 2 days of usage. I never have to charge the phone on the same day. It's usually only the next day, so I can go to sleep having probably 40 to 50% battery left on this smartphone when I'm heading to bed, which is something I really appreciate, because OPPO didn't just go and put a 5000 milliamp battery in here, which they could have easily done and make you charge your phone every single day. But they actually gave you a much bigger battery at 6500 milliamps. Now also, if you do run out of battery, you can always just plug in your charger, and your charging speed will go up to 15 watts, so 1.5. That's not really the fastest charging speed, I would say, but getting this phone fully charged in less than 2 hours is really possible. There's not really too much more left to show about this smartphone. It really is a basic smartphone that gets everything you want to do done really well, really smooth. You wouldn't find any issues going through your daily activities on this, social media, gaming, things like that. Now, there is one more thing I want to show you before we end this video, and that is the AI feature in here. Now, you're not getting the standard OPPO AI features, but what you do get is Google Gemini. So if you long press the button on the side here, your power button, you will be able to pull up Google Gemini and talk to it, ask it anything you want. And this is really rare because on a budget-friendly smartphone, previously you were not able to get features like this, but today you are able to get this on a smartphone below $100. And that is something I really appreciate. So that is the OPPO A6x, a budget-friendly smartphone that costs only 399 ringgit or anywhere else around the world less than $100. And just to briefly recap everything for you, first of all, you're getting a Snapdragon 685 4G processor. So that's a proper Snapdragon chip in here that allows you to do a little bit of light gaming, a little bit more intense tasks like multitasking slightly with this smartphone. You're also getting an ultra bright display that has 120 Hz refresh rate, so it's really smooth to use this smartphone. And another thing that I really enjoyed about this smartphone is the battery life. With its 6500 milliamps battery, you really can't go wrong. This thing will last you easily 1 to 2 days. So for those of you who don't really like charging your smartphones too much, this is a really good option. Also, if you found this video useful, please help me subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.